Coach Mark Kellogg, Haylee Oliver, and Jordan Vessels, and Coach Kellogg. Obviously convincing win tonight, right from the start of the game, 65% in the first half. That was one of the things that their coach commented on, the fact that your team basically shot the lights out, and there wasn't much they could do at that point.
Yeah, well, I mean, we did shoot it really well, and if any team at this point in the season shoots it like that, because everybody's so good, you're probably going to get beat. You know, but I mean, I don't know. Yeah, we were in a pretty good rhythm offensively, I guess. We have a lot of kids that can score it. We moved the ball. We wanted the pace. We wanted to play at a really high pace tonight to see if they could sustain it with us. And that was the goal coming in. I thought we did that for the most part. Never expected to shoot that. I mean, that's not going to happen every night. But credit to our kids. You got to get each other open, and then you got to be able to finish it and make it when you are open. And we have kids that can score the basketball. So we did it with a lot of different kids. Happy for Haylee to get going like that and not miss a shot. And senior year and that whole story, that's a pretty good story in itself. And then Jordan, obviously sitting here in her career, because she's been the truest Lady Buff through and through we've ever had in this program as far as I'm concerned. So she gets to go out that way too, and the whole team. But these are the two sitting here tonight, obviously, that we can talk about a little bit. So proud of them. We weren't great defensively. They missed a bunch of open shots that they probably normally make. Maybe we had them sped up a little bit. I thought we did a solid job on Kirkhoff tonight, lost Hernandez a little bit. But those were the two we keyed on, and we did a good enough job.
Haylee, you came to WT playing games like this. My God, you just seem like you're dying to make your mark.
Yeah, I mean, I watched them online last year at the regional tournament, and now getting to experience and be a part of it and cut down the net and hold the trophy, it's just been unreal. It's like I didn't even know this was a dream I was supposed to have playing my last few seasons, but I couldn't be more excited. The girls, I mean, I said this last time, they've embraced me and they've brought me in like I'm their own, but it's been an awesome experience.
Haylee, going 8 for 8 from the field, can you just talk about some of the looks that you were getting tonight from your teams, from your team?
Yeah, in the first half, I created a few, or I have a few, how do I say that? Mismatch? Yeah. I create a few mismatch opportunities, but the girls are always really good about recognizing them before I even do, and I had the post game going, and then in the second half, I don't know, I don't think I've shot like that in a game in a while, but Jordan found me on a couple, and the girls just kept finding me, and I don't know how I was open, but it felt good.
Coach, you talk about writing the story, and this is the next chapter, and how much was the focus to get back to here in advance?
Well, I mean, we don't talk about it a whole lot, and we've tried not to compare it to last year. I don't think that's fair to this team to do that. I told them in the locker room, and I've said it to several people, if you would have asked me 3 months ago if I thought we would be in this position, I would have said absolutely not. But this group has really come in. I told them I'm a firm believer. I've completely bought into what they're doing. There's something special going on, without a doubt. And that's been our little, I don't know if it's motto, but we've been saying that, write your chapter, it's your story. You get to tell it however you want. You know, and this was, I told them before the game, close this chapter, and then we'll start a new one. And that's kind of what we're doing right now.
Do you think this is the best this team has played all season?
Yeah, oh yeah, without a doubt. You know, it's not perfect, but it's good enough. You know, if we can get in an offensive rhythm like that, then obviously we'll be really tough to beat. People are keying in on Sean a little bit. We probably need to get her going maybe just a little bit more. But, you know, I'm proud of the other kids because we're not just about Sean White. I think a lot of teams maybe think that a little bit, or that's their sole focus. And you can do that. You can take her away, but you're going to leave somebody else open. And we have plenty of kids that can make you pay if you do that.
Hey Jordan, when people talk about you, they all say the same thing, Lady Buff through and through. What does it mean for you to come out and play the way you did tonight?
I mean, it's very special to come and leave the FUB, leave Buff Nation, with, you know, a win like that, and us being able to move on. You know, WT's been so special to me just all through growing up here in Canyon and everything, and it's just really special to be able to play with a group of girls like this and just keep continuing the journey that we're on. I mean, like I said, it's just very special.
Jordan, you've played in front of this crowd a lot. Tonight's atmosphere, can you just touch on that?
It was awesome. You know, we did a good job of social media and stuff, trying to get people here. We were really trying to promote it, but I mean, thank you for the support and coming out and watching us. And you know, we try to play hard for you guys, and thanks for filling the stands. And they were incredible. They were loud. We couldn't hear Coach most of the time, but that's all right.
Coach, you talked about the bench play. And obviously, that was what, 41-22.
Yeah, the bench was really good. Again, you know, they were 2 nights ago, I guess, as well. That's what I've said, balance and depth. I want, the Coach Kellogg coach teams to have balance and depth, and I don't want to be about one player. I want it to be about all of us, and we're going to win it that way. If somebody has an off night, then somebody else pick them up. Oliver got going, Jordan was going a little bit there off the bench, Z going a little bit again. So yeah, I mean, those kids are playing pretty well. Our bench, which we don't really refer to them all that much as the bench. We got like a first group, and then second group is what I call them all the time. First group come out here, second group, whatever. I mean, they're as good as some other teams, Division II teams. I mean, they could go beat some Division II teams. They're that good of a bench. So we're fortunate, obviously, to have 9 or 10 kids that we can play night in and night out.
Any other questions? All right, if not, congratulations.